So, last Friday I made this video, and lo and behold, he only went and replied the very next day. Now, whenever somebody makes a video about me, I can't resist responding, but I thought I would ask you if you wanted me to, so I did this Twitter poll, and 90% of you said yes. So I haven't actually watched any of this video because I like my reaction to be as real as it can possibly be. So let's have a look, shall we? See what Mr. Pratt is saying about little old me.
Please subscribe.
I almost forgot there's something else I need to show you before we start this video. I wonder how long until you meet the same fate as your junky girlfriend triggered Limey. Don't do drugs, kids. Now that was Dan Pratt's comment on last Friday's video, and the reason I'm showing it to you is A, just to highlight how disgusting a human being Dan Pratt is, and B, no, there really is no B. I just wanted to show you how much of a scumbag he is. And he later deleted that comment after hundreds of you had responded to it. And while we're on the subject of peculiar things, why have you called your video something like Tweaky Grinder?
What a jerk!
Something about Foucault's pendulum? I didn't mention Foucault's pendulum in my video about you. Not even once.
Afternoon, folks. So, this walking, talking waste of oxygen proof that tattoo ink may be poisonous to the brain on the thumbnail wants to continue to claim that Foucault pendulums prove Earth's rotation.
Pendulum? What the hell is a pendulum? Do you mean a pendulum? Learn to speak. And the joke's on you anyway. I haven't got any tattoos on my thumbnails or any of my other fingernails.
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just his supporters that want to keep vomiting that crap in my comment section.
Ah, right, so it was my subscribers that mentioned Foucault's pendulum in your comment section. What has that got to do with me?
It's not like I bother to watch his videos.
Hang on a second, I'm a little bit confused. So you haven't even watched my video, Dan. So what exactly are you responding to then?
Because there's people in his comment section saying, if water doesn't curve, what's a raindroplet?
Well, that seems like a perfectly fair question to me, Dan. If water doesn't curve, what the hell is going on with raindrops? Now, I was out somewhere with my wife the other day and I saw something and I stopped to record it because it is another perfect example of water conforming to the exterior of a ball. Or that the exterior means the outside of a ball, just in case you're confused.
Well, you utter imbecile. It's water being subjected to a thing called surface tension.
I agree, Dan. Surface tension does play a crucial role in the formation and behaviour of raindrops. And here's how. Surface tension helps the water molecules stick together, forming spherical droplets in the clouds. And this is because water molecules are more attracted to each other than they are to the air around them. But they are spherical, Dan, as people have been trying to point out to you.
Something under tension is not at rest.
Are you sure about that? Because surface tension applies whether a liquid is in motion or at rest. Surface tension is a property of the liquid itself, and it comes from the cohesive forces between liquid molecules. And these forces are always present, regardless of whether the liquid is moving or not. So if you're about to say what I think you're about to say, no, actually, you just carry on, Dan. You carry on proving to everybody who sees this video that you really do not have a Scooby-Doo what you're talking about.
So it's just another fallacious argument on your part to push your globe agenda.
I don't have an agenda. And what I just explained wasn't fallacious, it was scientific. Surface tension applies whether water is in motion or not.
Which is all you clowns have done for 10 years, and then wonder why I'm not interested in any discourse whatsoever.
Yeah, that's pretty self-evident, Dan, because if you were interested in discourse, you would be exploring the things I said in my video and not just attacking my personal appearance.
Oh, all these scientific museums have Foucault. Make your own.
But I didn't even mention Foucault's pendulum in my original video. And why the hell would we want to make something that already exists in hundreds of locations across the globe? In fact, if you want to see a Foucault's pendulum in action, Dan, there's one in Columbus, Ohio. So jump in your car and drive over there and take a look for yourself.
I've given and provided the mathematical calculations from your own globe priest math professors that once again claim there must be deflection in a plumb bob.
I didn't say that there wasn't. In fact, I agreed with you that there was. A plumb bob does deflect due to the rotation of Earth, but the amount is much smaller than 0.0017 radians or 0.1 degrees. Can you see 0.1 of a degree difference with your naked eye, Dan? Well, I can't, because if you can't, Dan, then you may need to rethink your results. Oh yeah, and also, seeing as you were so quick to ask what the variables were for the final experiment, what were yours for your plumb bob experiment? Because the actual deflection depends on the latitude and the length of the plumb line. Now at mid-latitudes, the deflection is typically a few arc seconds, which is a tiny fraction of a degree.
At different latitudes on Earth, which would create different fake rotational speeds of the Earth, thus affecting the amount of deflection in the plumb bob.
Right, first of all, good, you do understand that the deflection would be very dependent on the latitude you were conducting the experiment of. But you just said something that is very telling about your character and what you will and won't believe. You literally just said it will give you different fake rotational speeds. So what the hell would be the point in anybody trying to do any form of experiment to try and make you happy? Because before it's even been done, you've already decided that the results are fake.
So, once again, if Foucault pendulums prove Earth's rotation, you utter lying, incessant, propaganda-pushing clowns, prove it.
But why would we need to do that? It's been a known scientific fact for thousands of years. And Dan, you do realize that doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is the definition of insanity.
Hang a plumb bob. Don't start swinging it. It shouldn't need you to swing it. It should move all on its own from the rotation of Earth, according to you.
Well, it's not according to me, it's according to science. And it does move, Dan, at 0.0017 radians or 0.1 of a degree. You just can't see that smaller deviation with the naked eye, which is why we do not use plumb bobs for measuring Earth's rotation, even though technically speaking that's what a Foucault's pendulum is, but there's a bit more to it than a piece of string and a weight.
But anyone based in reality knows that thing will just hang there. Perfectly plumb, 90 degrees from level.
Let me repeat myself and spell it out for you. A plumb bob is really good at finding vertical, but it is not absolutely perfect. Tiny things like uneven ground and even the Earth spinning nudges it off a tiny bit. So tiny that it's practically impossible to identify with the naked eye. But honestly, those differences are so small they wouldn't matter for most of the things a plumb bob is intended to be used for. It is still way more accurate than most other ways for finding straight up and down. But it is not an accurate way of measuring Earth's rotational speed. And it doesn't matter what you say, Dan. There is nothing that will change the fact that you were completely wrong about this.
All day long, every day, unless acted on by an outside force. You know, an outside force like surface tension.
Or, and bear with me here, outside forces. What outside force could be acting on a plumb bob? Oh yeah, Earth's rotation.
that makes droplets of water. Show me a body of water at rest that takes the shape of a droplet of water. It can't.
I think you'll find it can, Mr. Pratt.
Because it's not subject to surface tension.
And you want to know what you are not subject to? You are not subject to having an understanding of what surface tension is. That much is clear.
Tension is a force.
Well done, Danny boy. Now, I haven't been keeping count or anything, but I think that's twice now you've got something right. Good for you.
So, just, once again, proving these clowns are agenda-driven, they are not interested in truth, and then they can't figure out why people like myself aren't interested in arguing with them anymore.
Now, I can only speak for myself, and I couldn't give a monkey's chuff whether flat earthers want to interact with my content or not. I don't make it for flat earthers. And I said earlier on that I didn't have an agenda. Now, the more I think about it, that probably isn't true. I do have an agenda with these videos, and my agenda is the truth. You should try it, flat earthers. It's great. Because if you stick to the truth, you know you're not going to get a smart ass like me dissecting your videos, pointing out every single mistake you make.
Because that's all they want to do is misrepresent people, slander people, and then collect their measly little YouTube shekels off of it.
You don't actually know what slander means then, do you? Because I would only be slandering you if the things I said about you weren't true. But they are. You are a flat earther. And you do have zero understanding of actual science.
And they think I'm jealous because I can't make money on YouTube. Or they actually think I wonder why people don't like me.
I mean, I don't think you're jealous of other people who make money on YouTube, and by other people I mean other flat earthers. You prove that every time you upload a video, Dan. And as far as people not liking you, yeah, I think exactly the same way. I literally could not care less whether or not flat earthers like me or not. I mean, it wouldn't be a Dan Pratt video without a maniacal laugh, would it? Right then, my fellow peepsicles, I want to share something with you. Now, there's a trend on YouTube at the moment where the algorithm is favouring longer videos, sort of 30 to 45 minutes plus. Now, there's no way I can keep making 3 videos a week and make them 45 minutes long. So what I've done, and I'm doing this as a kind of experiment, I've set up a second channel called Creaky Extra, and I'm hoping that it'll be your one-stop shop for a condensed, binge-worthy experience of all the videos off this channel. And what I mean is that I'm going to be stitching each of the 3 weekly videos off this channel together into one longer video, and I'll be publishing them on the new channel on a Sunday night at 7:30. Now, I know this won't be for everyone, and that's completely fine, but I would appreciate a sub over on the new channel if you'd be so kind. I need to get the channel to 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours of watch time so that YouTube, and more specifically the YouTube algorithm, starts noticing the channel and starts sharing the videos on that channel. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm very curious to see if the theory about longer videos is accurate. And that's about it for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you again on Friday. Love you. Bye.
I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen.